Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So I'm here in my home city of Washington, D.C., just on some lunch right now, right down the street from the Nationals baseball stadium. But I want to talk a little bit of boxing today. You know, I've been listening in on a lot of the live streams. I've been hearing a lot of news from a lot of different topics. You know, we got Errol Spence fight coming up in June. You got all this talk about the $50 million offer for the Anthony Joshua-Deontay Wilder fight. And me personally, I haven't even been covering that because a lot of the guys, you know, in the LDBC are already doing a great job with it. And me personally, I'm just waiting for the fight to get announced. I get tired, like talking about a person like Eddie Hearn on a consistent basis, like, it really pisses me off. So I didn't even want to put too much energy in it because I know a lot of guys like that I work with. I've been in some type of business with them, and it's just annoying. So I'd rather not even waste my energy. But when it comes to boxing as a whole, you know, I just want to be entertained. So I do want to talk a little bit about the fight, though. Now, shout out to the big homie Fanon from Fanon International Boxing. He was definitely saying that he feel like this fight is going to happen. And so right now I'm just going to talk about it like this fight is pretty much official. Now, I don't know where they're going to have it, or I don't know any of that stuff, but hopefully they have it in Brooklyn. See, Brooklyn's only like 3.5, 4 hours away from me, and I will make it my mission to go to that fight. Now, I feel like this fight is definitely going to have a rematch clause. Like, I don't see Anthony Joshua agreeing to fight Deontay Wilder without a possibility of running it back. So it's just pretty much going to be one of those situations. But like, even now, trying to talk about the whole situation, it's like, I don't know. When it comes to all of the bullshit from Eddie Hearn, like, I'm not even interested in it. So I'm gonna talk about my man Errol Spence. Errol Spence, he got a fight coming up. You know, they were at the Dallas Cowboy facility, and he pretty much let his division know that he want that WBC strap, and I really like that. Once again, Errol Spence, my favorite fighter. I'm sure plenty of y'all favorite fighter. He put the word out there, and a good thing about that is it's gonna put a lot of pressure on Shawn Porter. Like, if Danny Garcia doesn't take the fight, the way I'm looking at it is simple. Klitschko and Anthony Joshua were able to pretty much fight for a belt that no one held. Okay, the belt was vacated. To me, I feel like the ideal situation would be for Danny Garcia to duck Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter doesn't have an opponent, but Errol Spence reaches out to Al Heyman, or he tried to use whatever ties he has to the WBC and put it up in a situation where Errol Spence and Shawn Porter fight in a unification match for the IBF and the WBC title, all in one fight. I think that would be pretty damn ideal. It will be a golden opportunity, and it will be one of those things where we'll see how willing Shawn Porter is to fight Errol Spence under those circumstances. Now, the Porters, they keep talking about how their mission is to become the WBC champion. I'm like, okay, cool. If the WBC is willing to do what the WBA did for Klitschko and Joshua, to me, like, that's a perfect scenario. Now, all of this, of course, is based off of if Danny Garcia is going to duck the fight. But if not, it's cool too, because Shawn Porter is on record. Now, we need people to hold his feet to the fire, but he is on record saying after he gets the WBC belt, he wants to fight. He wants to unify. Now, me personally, I haven't heard any of that from Danny Garcia, so I'm not even looking for Danny Garcia to beat Shawn Porter for the simple fact I already know how Danny Garcia is. He's a cherry picker. He'll mess around and give Porter a rematch, and then he'll go fight Thurman if he's successful in that rematch. And then after that, he'll probably go fight somebody like Lucas Matisse or try to get a Manny Pacquiao fight. And Errol Spence will still be over there waiting. So I don't even want to think about Garcia winning the fight. But my boy Errol Spence, he looking ready. Oh yeah, something else I wanted to talk about is Jared Hurd. So it's been ordered by the WBA for Hurd and Lara to have a rematch. And me personally, I mean, I was definitely pushing more for Hurd to go on and fight somebody different. My preference would be Jamel Charlo. Now it did sound like Hurd and even Charlo in some instances said that they wanted that next fight to be against, you know, I think Hurd like wanted a hometown fight, and Charlo said that he fought like back-to-back mandatories and like an undefeated guy, so he wanted a lighter touch. That's why, oh yeah, Jamel was fighting Austin Trout. So, I mean, the fight with Jared Hurd, Jared Hurd and Lara, that would be definitely a good fight. I feel like if Hurd goes into this fight and he's able to stop Lara mid to early rounds, I don't care what anyone says, he is the best junior middleweight in the division. Like Lara is no slouch. I feel like he has the ability to beat anyone at that division. So if he could be successful and pretty much outperform, if Hurd can be successful and outperform himself in their first fight, it's just going to put Hurd on another level. Even when you want to look at the level of opposition and the amount of experience Hurd is gaining from a rematch with Lara, to me, when you look at the resume, he's going to, after this rematch, he'll definitely be exceeding Jamel Charlo when it comes to the experience category. A lot of people not taking that into consideration, and I've said it in previous videos. Jared Hurd has a lot of ring experience against guys that are very technical fighters. Now people are talking about the power and stuff like that. Like, I get it, but Jamel Charlo does have power. I'm not gonna, what's that damn helicopter coming by? I'm not gonna undermine Jamel Charlo's power and pretend like, oh yeah, he doesn't have any crack. He definitely does. Jamel Charlo is one of my favorite fighters, but my thing is, if we're gonna look at the resume, he knocked out Eric Lubin in the first round. Yes, he was a young prospect that had got an opportunity and he failed miserably. Jamel Charlo did exactly what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to dispose of the young guy quick and early as possible, and that's what he did. Then he beat Charles Hatley ass, but I mean, outside of people that are familiar with the whole amateur circuit, not too many people were checking for Charles Hatley in the first place. And you got a guy like Jared Hurd, you know, he beat Lara, he beat Austin Trout, he beat Tony Harrison, and he's about to rematch with Lara. Those guys are very technical fighters, and if Jared Hurd wasn't ready for a Jamel Charlo fight, if he beats Lara, he'll definitely be ready. But that's just my quick drop in, guys. This is Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Peace.